We'll call the meeting to order and stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Right, first on the agenda is the consent agenda, which includes the minutes from the council meeting on September 16th, the special council minutes from September 23rd and September 30th, joint government meeting minutes from September 29th, telecom commission September 15th and September 25th, utility commission minutes from September 25th, and the regular bills.
I'll make a motion to accept the consent agenda and regular bills.
I'll second.
Motion is made by Scott, second by Jenny. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next up is department heads. Any department heads here that would like to speak? None in the audience. All right. Next up, Windom Police Department swearing in of new officer, Brian Macario. So we'll make our way to this table here and hit the mic there. Is this on? Okay, now we got a working mic. All right. Raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I, Brian Macario,
I, Brian Macario,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution and laws of the state of Minnesota,
and the Constitution and laws of Minnesota,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I will bear truth, faith, and allegiance to the same,
and that I will faithfully and impartially
and that I will faithfully and impartially
discharge the duties of a peace officer
discharge the duties of a peace officer
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Well, congratulations, sir. This is your official welcome to the Windom Police Department. Do you have anything you want to say?
Just thank you from the head to toe. Everybody's good to work with, and Officer Daniel for getting me dressed, and my family as well.
Thank you very much for serving. Welcome to the Windom Police Department.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yes, Brian has been out and working. If people haven't seen him, he has been out and working, and he is a true asset to the Windom Police Department. I think also being bilingual helps in our community as well, and I really thank you for joining the Windom PD, and I think you're very appreciated, and I think your coworkers also, I've heard from them that you are doing a really good job. Thank you.
Does anyone else have anything for Brian?
I realize, Brian, that I'm not the only reason that you're here today. As being your teacher for many years, I am so proud of you, and I'm happy for you, and I'm happy for Windom. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Congratulations. All right, next on the agenda, we have a resolution accepting a donation to the Windom Library from the Miller family. This is a donation that was made by Mike and Rhonda Miller on behalf of Silas Kroon, who passed away at age 3 on August 14th of a rare heart condition. I did call, his grandma is Kari Hansen, who is our library department head, and I called her today to see if she wanted to be here to speak on this. And she said that she would just like me to share that Silas loved construction equipment, and so their plan is to purchase children's books on construction equipment. So I said I would share that, and again, this donation is a $25 donation from Mike and Rhonda Miller on behalf of the memory of Silas Kroon. So if someone would like to introduce a resolution accepting the donation?
I'll introduce the resolution, which is accepting a donation from the Miller family on behalf of Silas Kroon in memory of him to the Windom Public Library.
I'll second that resolution.
The resolution has been introduced and second, and we'll have a roll call.
Esplin,
Yes.
Nelson, Sherman,
Yes.
Benson,
Yes.
Quaid.
Yes.
All right, and we thank the Miller family for that donation. Next up is the levy easement agreement with NSI Rentals LLC. And Steve, I will pass this off to you.
Okay, thank you, Mayor. So with the Island Park berm project, there was a little piece of an easement needed from NSI Properties. It's also known as the Education Minnesota building down there. There was a little tiny corner down here that we needed. In this corner, approximately 788 square feet. I'd worked with the representatives of the property owner and the property owner as well as city attorney to get the easement done. They had approved it, signed off on it, and just the timing of the council meetings, this is the council meeting closest to after they approved it, to get this approved by the city council, get it accepted. We can get it then signed on our behalf and then get it recorded. And as you see, there's work already being done down there, but we're good with it. So.
So with that, we are looking for a motion to approve the levy easement agreement with NSI Rentals LLC.
I'll make a motion to approve the levy easement.
I'll second that.
Motion has been made by Dennis, second by Jason. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you for explaining that, Steve. And next up, we'll give you the next one, which is a resolution calling for a feasibility study for 17th Street for a 2026 street project addition.
Okay. At your last council meeting, the city council approved calling for a feasibility study for the 2026 project that was encompassing First Avenue. There was a water main break on 17th Street a couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. And so in light of that, there was some discussion with the street superintendent and the water department superintendent about maybe adding a couple blocks of 17th Street to this project. I guess there had been a couple of other water main breaks in that section. It's from on 17th Street between 4th Avenue and 6th Avenue. So the DGR, our engineers, looked at adding that to the project. The Utility Commission has looked at it and is recommending adding it to that scope of the feasibility study, and I believe the Street Committee is also in favor of that. And so what we'd like to do is just have you pass a resolution ordering feasibility study for 26 street project, which you had already done, but this is just the addition of that 17th Street section between 4th Avenue and 6th Avenue.
I'll make a resolution adding 17th Street to the feasibility study of 2026.
I'll second.
The resolution has been introduced by Scott and second by Jenny. Is there any further discussion? Okay, we'll have a roll call.
Sherman,
Yes.
Esplin,
Yes.
Benson,
Yes.
Quaid,
Yes.
Nelson.
All right, that resolution has been introduced. Next up, you gotta move fast tonight, Steve. There's a lot going on for you.
I do. Our street superintendent is out using some of his vacation time to do some farming, so got to do that while the weather is nice. Okay, so this task order is next on the agenda with DGR. Again, this is in relation to the 2026 street project feasibility study that you ordered at the last meeting. And so this is the task order in companion piece to that, so they can do the engineering work on that. And now with 17th Street added, that this will expand to include that 17th Street project. I guess if anybody has any questions on the DGR task order, I can answer them as best I can. And if not, I can get ahold of Dan and get you an answer at the next meeting.
We'll take a motion to introduce the engineering services agreement.
I'll make a motion to introduce the engineering agreement for 2026 street project for DGR.
I'll second.
Motion has been introduced by Scott, second by Jenny. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next is a resolution, MnDOT returning certain road segments back to the city of Windom.
Yep, thank you, Mayor.
Thank you,
So the Minnesota Department of Transportation, they had 3 sections of parts of road or road right-of-way, a little bit on First Avenue North, 10th Street on both sides of Trunk Highway 60, and then on 6th Avenue North. There's a narrow strip on the south side of Highway 62. There's a map or maps that were included in your packet up on the screen. This is the portion of First Avenue. As you can see, the railroad tracks over here. The bank is right here. This blue section right kind of at the 16th Street intersection going south, that's what would be turned back to the city. So that was the first piece. The second piece here is on, this is 6th Avenue North coming here. This is 6th Street as it comes across from Des Moines Drive. So this blue kind of rectangle here is right in where we've got, starts where we've got some parking or for Schmaltz Park right on the side of that road. And these are those townhouses or condos that are right here. MnDOT actually has right of way through those sections. And so they would be turning that piece back to the city as well. And then the final one is right on both sides of 10th Street at the Highway 6071 intersection with 10th. This is Higley Ford over here, and this would be Hy-Vee, Schwabox, and then the bank. And so there's 2 sections here. I believe as they were going through their paperwork and looking at some of the projects that were going on through town, they identified these and for turn back. I did get a hold of all the utility superintendents and asked them if they had any needs for this or any uses for it, or if we had any objections of taking that property back, and everybody said no, we've got our infrastructure under it, so we might as well have it in our right of way. So so those are the 3 pieces. MnDOT, they have asked that we pass a resolution accepting turn back of those 3 pieces of property, so the city would then be in control of them.
I'll introduce the resolution turning back these 3 areas.
I'll second.
The resolution has been introduced by Dennis and second by Jenny. Is there any further discussion?
Let's hurry up and do it before they take it back again.
Any other discussion? Right, hearing none, we'll have a roll call.
Quaid,
Yes.
Nelson, Benson,
Yes.
Sherman,
Yes.
Esplin.
Yes.
Okay, That resolution is introduced. Next up is a street closure request for the Turkey Trot on November 15th of 2025. Do you want me to take this? Do you need to take a breath?
You can if you want to.
Go
that's
ahead
fine.
if you're ready.
Yep, sure. So Windom Area Health is planning to do a turkey trot in town. This would be done on November 15th. They're looking at starting out by the high school on 17th Street and using the parking lots there by the elementary school, and then coming and going up on, I think that's 9th Avenue, I think. Yep, 9th Avenue, and then going down on 19th Street until they hit 4th Avenue, and then coming straight down, 6th Avenue, and come straight downtown, and then turn when they get down to the end, and then go up on, I think it's 10th Street, and then they would come down here around the square, and that would be their down and back for their 5K. So they're requesting temporary street closure of those streets on November 15th from 7:30 a.m. until 10 a.m. I believe this request has also been approved by the street superintendent and police department.
So with that, we'll take a motion to approve the street closure request for the Turkey Trot on November 15th of 2025.
I will make that motion.
I'll second that.
Motion is made by Jenny, second by Jason. Is there any further discussion?
I would just like to comment that I was hearing that if you participate in this, that there's turkey legs that they're giving out at the end of this turkey trot. And so I know I had a little conversation with the chief on this, that, you know, maybe we should be there at the beginning, make sure everybody's safe and gets through, and then be there at the end, because I don't know that I'm up for doing the whole 5K yet, but we're definitely up for paying our entry fee to get the turkey leg at the end.
Well, that's awesome. You'll have to let us know how that is. Right, she will. Any other further discussion on this? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next up is the resolution establishing rates, charges, and fees for telecommunications enterprise fund. Jeff Dana, if you would like to fill us in on that, we welcome you. Thank you.
Good evening, Jeff Dana, Telecom Department General Manager. Before you tonight, we have a resolution to establish rates, charges, and fees for the Telecommunications Enterprise Fund. Whereas City Code Section 3.02 authorizes the City Council to establish rates and charges for municipal utilities, including but not limited to services, permit fees, connection and meter reading, and checking fees, disconnection fees, reconnection fees, including penalties for non-payment, and whereas the City Council periodically establishes rates and fees for municipal utilities, and whereas the Windom Telecommunications Commission recommends to the Windom City Council to establish the monthly rates for the following telecommunications services, and whereas it is in the best interest of the City of Windom and its citizens to operate the city enterprise funds in a cost-effective manner. Before you, there's the streaming video service rates that the Telecommunications Commission has worked out and is recommending. Before you for the basic fees, a basic tier, $85, expanded $95. If you want the out-of-market Sioux Falls local channels, $10. Stars, $20. Showtime, $20. Stars and Showtime, $25. Bulk streaming rates, basic $44.87, expanded $55.58. The streaming video installation for technician per device would be $40, or Self-install is no cost. Bundle discounts were figured in as 2 services, $5 discount, 3 services, a $10 discount. And that's for the streaming video service that's gonna take over our traditional cable service.
I'll introduce the resolution approving these rate changes, or rate establishments.
I'll second that.
The resolution has been introduced by Dennis, second by Jason. Is there any discussion?
Sorry, okay. What would you say for the streaming video, what would you say would be the appropriate speed internet that they have, just so people are aware if they need to check what speed internet they have, that it'll function the best?
It's recommended at least have a 50 megabit download speed. Going forward, probably the minimum tier level is going to be 100 megabit because of the state requirements for served and unserved is increasing to 100 megabit for next year. So we're just going to follow suit with that.
So then when do you plan on turning off the cable?
As soon as we can would be the nice thing. It's going to take a little bit of time to get people switched over, and we'll set basically a shut-off date. And when that date comes, it's shut off. Either they get opportunity to switch over to the new service or something else. But Telecom Commission will set a date when they want to have that done and off. So, fortunately, we now got it going and working, and with the vendor released it to us to go ahead and put it in production. So we're ready to go. I myself been trying it at home. My wife likes it, so she's my best customer. So it's pretty good. So.
Ask one more question. Is the Hallmark channel on that lineup?
Yes, I believe it is. As far as I know, any type of channel changes is not controlled by us anymore. It'll be controlled by, the aggregator of the system. So Hallmark is a large one for the Midwest that people like, and they understand that. So we will endeavor to keep those channels on.
Just another quick question, Jeff. Now, you don't have to have Windom Net to stream. You can have other internet to stream our cable or our stream.
The way it's set up is that if you have Windom Net internet service and go with the phone service, or excuse me, the video service, we'll go with the internet. If you have somebody else's internet, we're not going to sell it off on that point because it's supposed to be on our network only. Now, we know how these streaming video services work. The kids have it, they go to college, etc. There's a little bit of, yeah, sure, the work might not work the best, but it's optimized for use on our system, but it can work on others. But we're not going to be like, you're not a internet customer and have the streaming service. So that's contractually how they've got it spelled out. So.
Is there any other questions, discussion here? All right. Hearing none, we will do a roll call.
Benson,
Yes.
Esplin,
Yes.
Nelson, Quaid,
Yes.
Sherman.
Yes.
Thank you, Jeff. Next up is personnel health plan provider recommendation, and I will pass this to Councilman Sherman as the personnel chair and if there's anything else that needs to be thrown in, Steve, you can throw that in for us. Thank you.
In brief summary, of course, every few years we have to take a look at health plans and stuff. The department heads had the choice to look at stuff this time around, and they found a very nice option with PEEP, and essentially this new health plan provider recommendation has a 15-year record of very low interest, not interest, a very low percentage of increase. It's like 4.5 or 4.2 over 15 years, so that's really good. So it doesn't jump up versus some others that have jumped up 12%, 14%, or even in the 20s. And so they were very happy with this, and they have recommended that this be done, and the Personnel Committee carried it, listened to it, looked at it, and they recommended that it be carried to City Council and approved.
I just add one thing that this new plan also, they have an option of looking at vision and dental, which wasn't an option before. So and I thank the department heads for looking into this to find, something that was what suited them, what they were looking for, and helped save money all around. So thank you for the department heads that took the initiative to look into this and bring this to the Personnel Committee.
And also one quick note is the fact that it will save the city approximately $30,000. So that's a good thing too. And still have excellent coverage and, like she said, vision and dental.
Right, are there any other questions or further discussion on that? Right, if someone wants to make a motion to approve the health plan provider recommendation.
I'll make a motion to approve the health plan provider recommendation that came from personnel.
I'll second that.
Motion is made by Jason, second by Scott. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next up is a contractor payment. We need a motion for approval for that for the 2025 alley project, pay request number 1, which is $98,254.70.
I'll make a motion to pay the contractor payment for 25 alley project.
I'll second that.
Motion is made by Scott, second by Jason. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next up, new business. The Halloween trick-or-treating hours have been set. October 31st, 2025 on Halloween, and they are set from 4 to 7 p.m. I think Halloween is a Friday this year, correct? And by 7, it's pretty dark then. So I think the time is always 4 to 7. So I personally look forward to seeing trick-or-treaters. I'm probably on one of my last years trick-or-treating with kids, so I'm looking forward to that until I have grandkids. So we will need a motion to approve the trick-or-treating hours from 4 to 7 on October 31st, 2025.
I'll make a motion to accept the Halloween trick-or-treating hours from 4 to 7.
Was that a werewolf impression?
Right, yeah.
It was scary.
Buffalo Man.
I will second that.
Motion was made by Scott and second by Jenny. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. I do have to ask quickly, Scott, I remember taking my oldest boys to your house and you were hidden in a pile of leaves or something, and we came up to trick or treat and did I just blow it?
No. 2 years in a row now. I stepped down, but my granddaughter has been asking me to start doing stuff again. So we'll just see what goes on.
hope you do it. We don't hit that neighborhood very often, but I will come up for that with an unsuspecting 11-year-old, so be ready. All right, next up is under new business, MnDOT traffic signals battery backup, and I will let Steve take that discussion for us.
Okay, thank you, Mayor. I think I forwarded MnDOT's email to Councilmember Quaid, Councilmember Osborne, and the mayor. We got on Friday afternoon about 4 o'clock after the packets went out. The MnDOT person, Mary Loeffler, gave me a call and said they're finalizing some of the scope of work for those traffic signal light projects over here they're going to do. And they wanted to know if they had brought up battery backup, I guess sometime during the discussion way back, and they want to know what your feelings were on whether we want battery backup for that set of traffic signals. They do have a cost. The initial cost is $4,000, which they would split 50-50 with the city, so it'd be 2,000 us, 2,000 them, and then they would have an annual maintenance cost. They have an electrician that comes and checks it, and that inspection would be billed back to us at $300 a year. And then if the batteries need to be replaced, their estimate is $1,000 for the batteries to be replaced, and they figure that might happen every 5 years or so. The county, I guess, did approve battery backup for the intersection by McDonald's on Highway 62 and Highway 6, or on 6th on Highway 6071. I told MnDOT I would bring this to you for your discussion to see what your recommendation was. I guess we don't really have too much from this, city side. I did talk to John about it. We feel we've got pretty reliable power, but, accidents can happen and, disasters can happen, things like that. But it's really kind of a judgment call, and so we want to leave that in your hands.
How often have we had a historic record of the lights going blank at any point?
I can't remember the last time we had the power off is when we were going to do the switch over the transmission lines, when we built the new transmission lines that had been there for 60 years. And time before that was in 16 when we were changing over and built a new substation. But for any power loss that was unexpected, shall I say, there was an interruption in one of the transmission lines at one time not too long ago that lasted, I think it was under an hour. We have 2 transmission feeds that come in. One of them was down for maintenance, and we knew that was going to happen. However, there was an accident upstream someplace, and the second feed went out when a breaker, I think, exploded on the ITC's line. So not very often, but it does happen.
And if this should happen, does PD are they notified by someone, or what's the protocol there?
If power just goes out, and then, calls are made. I mean, street shop, police department, everybody gets notified that, hey, power's out, and I think you usually run an officer down to that intersection, or and I know we put up temporary signs. Yeah, okay, that's with MnDOT?
For stop signs.
Yep.
Wouldn't our generators work for, if we lose power, doesn't our generators run that kind of stuff?
They do, but it takes time to start those generators. So if you're just gonna have a 5-minute blink, it doesn't essentially pay to call in staff and get those generators up and going, and they take a few minutes to get up and going. If you're gonna have that outage lasting for like an hour or even half an hour, we'll probably work on starting those generators, but if it's gonna be 5 minutes, but we don't know. Sometimes, most often, you don't know the duration of that. If you know it's coming, yes, then we can run our generators and cover those types of incidences. But like the one with the transmission line, that was just totally unexpected.
And then another thing I was thinking, with the amount of traffic we're gonna have we have running through there, whether it's at night or during the day, I'd hate to see the lights go out at all, because with the lights on, it gets crazy on these intersections. I mean, just try to cross once without, go to an unlighted intersection, try to cross that highway when it's full traffic, it's just scary. So I guess my point of view, I'd say we need some type of backup system type of thing, because there is stuff that does happen unexpectedly, I guess. It costs a little bit of money, but money in the person's life, I guess, where we draw the line.
I tend to agree with you, Scott, but they've got 10 times the vehicles that we do on that highway that we have on 10th Street. It should be 90-10 is what the split should be. And I know we can't argue with them, so.
I do feel like it's perhaps, from my point of view, not really a historic need. And I don't know, I just think it's a lot of money for something that is only a faint possibility.
I guess my initial thought was, we have good power. We'd have good, I think, response time in Windom to, control that intersection. But hearing that the county did approve it, and so their intersection would have this battery backup, I guess, then we're consistent with what the other stoplight would be if there was a power outage or something. And looking at, we're cost sharing the $4,000 initial, and then $300 a year for maintenance. Let's just hope we don't have to replace the battery for $1,000, but I think the $300 a year maintenance we could handle.
Mr. Peterson, what do you think? I'll make a resolution to accept the backup batteries for the lights.
I'll second.
The motion has been made by Scott, second by Jenny, to approve the MnDOT traffic signals battery backup. Is there any further discussion?
Just a quick note, thank you for your input, and that does mean something to me.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you, Chief. I was gonna vote no.
That was nice, because I thought, oh, is this going to come down to me? But when you said that, I think it was, I don't know. I mean, I'm glad. I do feel very good about our power, and the cost is, it could be worse. I mean, but I appreciate the feedback.
It's just not fair. They got 10 times the vehicles that the city does. And I think it should be a 90-10 split, and that's where I went when they voted on the stoplights originally. I voted against it at that time.
I just looked at it, we wouldn't have, as council member, we wouldn't have to stand down there. Scott and his people would have to stand down there and try to slow them cars down and semis down, and I just don't want nobody getting hurt out there.
Good point. There's enough accidents with reliable traffic lights, so best to prevent them if possible. All right, moving on. Old business. Does anyone have anything for old business? All right, next up is council comments. Does anyone offer to start?
You know I ain't shy. It's that time of year again with the things cooling down and the temperatures changing and leaves will be falling. If you see somebody's got a bunch of leaves in their yard and they can't take, if they're elderly or even can't take care of them themselves, lend a helping hand. Just go help each other out and try to clean stuff up for the winter. And let's get watching out for the farmers, because they're all, right now, they're in the heat of everything. They're busier and busy trying to get the beans done in the corn. I think beans are pretty close, but they'll be working on corn, and they're just busy, so they're getting tired. So at night, just be careful and watch out for the deer. I've heard a lot of people getting bumped around by deer out there because they're getting moved around too. But take care of yourself and take care of your neighbors. Thank you.
Thank you, Scott. Would anyone like to go next? Offer up? Do you have anything? Dennis, do you have anything?
I am just wanting to emphasize how proud I am of our new officer, Brian Macario. And it's nice to see like the full gamut. Yes, I'm getting older. I had him in class when he was a little kid, and now he's going to be helping to make our community better and safer. So that's about it.
Steve, do you have anything? All right. I actually do have a couple things. I'll try to make it real fast here. I just wanted to note that Castle Kingdom is being torn down. They started on Monday. Looks to be going really smooth. I've been up there a couple times actually, and there is a new group that is forming, Friends of Windom Parks, Castle Kingdom. They just got a Facebook page up. But they are going to be working on some fundraising from some salvaged pieces from the park, and there's some really, really cool ideas, and there's a lot of heart in this community, so I'm super thankful that they are stepping up and coming together for that. The other note I had, and I had written down that the PD could probably speak to it better, but it seems like there's been a lot of shady activity, break-ins, and I just think that we all need to be aware and make sure you're locking things up. And if you see something, say something. I mean, I think there's been one break-in in a home, and then I just saw someone else lost a generator. So I just think we all need to I feel like Windom overall is a safe town, but don't get complacent with things because, I don't know, someone is not meaning well out there and our neighbors are being affected by it. So just be aware. Beautiful weather. Enjoy the fall weather, and do watch for it is harvest time. I drove some back roads today, and there's lots of equipment on the road, and there are lots of deer. We stopped for 3 of them, and there's semis and tractors, and they're all over the place. So do use caution, and I hope the farmers are all doing well with their harvests. And I think that is all I have, unless someone thought of anything else. All right, well, with that, we'll adjourn the meeting by unanimous consent.